What does it take to turn the camera into worldwide global brand? In today's episode of Dare to Dream, powered by Lumix, we will sit with Parikshit Surisan, the creative force behind the PK Suri Worldwide Studios, one of the most celebrated names in the wedding photography world. From chasing light to capturing love across continents, his story is a proof that dreams really can scale up to global. Please welcome PK Suri-san for today's episode. So, getting into this photography was by chance or by choice?
So, while starting off the journey, it was not by chance. Actually, I would say 50-50. In life, everything is 50-50 when you move ahead in life, in those days especially. Photography as a wedding photographer was not a career at that point of time.
Truly speaking, at that point in time, we have been doing this podcast. So, सबसे बड़ा क्वेश्चन ये आता है, from parent side, डॉक्टर बन जाओ, सीए बन जाओ, लॉयर बन जाओ, and then photography as a career, at least from parent side कभी नहीं आएगा हमारे यहाँ पे.
It's never an option.
Yeah.
Fortunately for me, my parents, my dad was a photographer.
Okay.
Way back, he shot weddings as well. And that was way back in 50s, 55 to about 72, 78. Somewhere around those years, he was a photographer. He got into the printing business with Fuji. And we were the second laboratory in the country at that point of time in 1982, where he started doing production for rolls, processing and printing and all that. We had those Fuji machines, the second in the country from Singapore at that point of time. And it's somewhere in 86 when I got out of school and I went into college, I used to spend some part of the day with him in the, in the laboratory to just hang around and, deal with customers at the counter at times, sit with him, have lunch. And I think that's where an interest started brewing in my head. It's an interesting thing. I used to see those photographs and a lot of photographers, models' pictures used to come in, fun family vacation pictures used to come in. And I used to love it. There's another side to this,
Right.
Well, at that point of time, I didn't get into photography, but I got into understanding the process of photography behind the scenes. Ki rolls hai, negatives hai, black and white hai, color printing machines hai. And I think that was probably a trigger to continue where my dad left.
Right.
In terms of shooting. He had given up shooting, but he was handling the laboratory part of the business. Well, there was never a problem of equipment. That was the good part. Because cameras were there. Rolls were there. But it was a cost, naturally. The rolls were a cost. Processing was a cost. Although it was very reasonable for me to get into it at that point of time. So I did use a whole lot of rolls, black and white, color, the cross process, E6 rolls. And that's how I think it kind of started building up. I got an interest in photography. And then I met a friend who was a fashion photographer. And he suggested, why don't you join me for a little while and it'll be nice. I'll need some help as well. And I did join him. We went places, traveling, shooting around, doing assignments with him. And it was super fun. I enjoyed the process with him. So I think that was another trigger for me. And then I think my first wedding that I covered, I did just a couple of shots around there and I, showcased it to people and people enjoyed it. And more than enjoyed the pictures, the people also enjoyed the way I was going about it.
Right.
It was the process that everyone also enjoyed. So I think that's where when people started saying, why don't you do our, daughter's wedding or my wedding or whatever. So I think that's the point of time I decided, why not try it? And I tried it as a photographer, used multiple roles, made a lot of goof-ups. At times, today we have the privilege and the benefit of looking at each and every shot the moment you shoot.
The moment you have shot, yeah.
Unfortunately, at that point of time, you only realize where you've made a mistake after 2 days or 3 days.
Yes.
when you
Huge difference.
process the roles. So I used to bang my head on the wall at times and say, यार ये कैसे मैंने mistake कर लिया यार, I didn't change the setting, या मैंने flash बंद कर दिया. All these smaller details at times, I was not that experienced in wedding. And weddings are very different than fashion photography. Fashion photography, everything is coordinated, set,
Yeah.
and it's planned.
It's planned.
Weddings, events are totally unplanned.
Totally unplanned.
And those days was even worse. There were no wedding planners to plan anything.
Yeah, at that point in time, the wedding planner was not there.
Were not there. So, a very different era. And it was tough. It was very tough. But it was easy getting work. It wasn't difficult to get work. It was very easy at that point in time because there were very few good professional wedding photographers.
Okay.
Those days, there were a lot of photographers, not that many weddings that take place like today, but there was no dearth of photographers, but professional wedding photographers were very few.
Okay.
There was a huge market that nobody wanted to get into because it was not a career choice.
It was not a career choice. Career by choice, it was not there.
Was not there. This was passion.
Right.
I got into it only purely because I enjoyed doing it.
Yeah.
I did fashion, I did editorials, I worked with magazines, but I think weddings just took over the entire thing because I just had a true love for emotions and being a part of it. So that was my start, that was the journey.
Rightly said, you started off with fashion photography, that's what you said.
Right.
And
right.
then you shifted to wedding photography.
Right.
Fashion to some extent is glamorous, it's organized, you just have to shoot, you have to think about angles, and then you have to come out with your content. And wedding is totally emotions.
Totally unplanned.
So, आप एक बारी share करो with respect to your shifting, because you started off with fashion.
Right.
And then you went on to wedding. What was the, you thought ki these are the pointers that I feel that I should go for wedding rather than going for fashion.
Hadeep-san, the shift, and even today, it's been 30 years of my life in photography, I have moved with the flow. It's like I let myself go with the flow.
Okay.
There has never been a plan. There's never been a focus side ki nahi yehi aise karna hai, aise karna. Nowadays we are working on plans and things like that, but those days it was going with the flow. I was doing fashion, I was doing editorials, I was working with magazines. But when weddings came up, and they came up in such good numbers during the season, wedding season from November, that I did not have time to give dates for fashion.
Oh.
I was continuously getting blocked for weddings back to back. And the moment you get into weddings at that point of time, people naturally from the fashion industry or from the, places that I was working with or who I was working with, they started hiring other people.
Okay.
And then you get sidelined, you get cut off.
Right.
So I think I just went with the flow. I loved what I was doing. I was getting work. I was getting my money on time. Most importantly, with fashion,
So
editorials, never used to get your money on time.
Oh.
It used to be 3 months, 6 months delay at times.
Oh.
So this way I was rolling, I was enjoying it. I had enough money to spend on myself and more.
Yeah. So both 50-50% chances, by chance and by choice.
I think I had a nice, lovely angel flying around me. Making sure that I move with the tide in the right way.
Yes, again I would say that it is 50-50 only, because you just mentioned कि when I was taking wedding photography, when you started off, जब आपने start किया, तो you were doing something differently, which people were liking.
True.
वो क्या चीज़ें थी जो आप differently कर रहे थे? This will be good for our audience to learn. It's not that you have to go, shoot and come back. आपको कुछ नया करना है और वो आपको वहीं से ही आइडिया लेकर आने हैं. That's exactly आप जो कहना चाह रहे थे, जो मैं understand किया हूँ. You did something differently, which clients also liked it.
So, well, I think it was just about being a little more organized.
Right.
Being there before time so that you don't give stress to your client at the event. Being humble, being a part of them, no egos involved. You just keep your egos at home when you step out of the door for a wedding, because it's not your day, it's their day.
Right.
You got to make it work for
Right.
them. So I think a combination of these couple of things, ego, your just being there for them and making it special, was my clinching factor to get clients, always repeat clients,
Right.
that used to keep coming back with their family weddings or friends weddings, or they used to refer. Even today, I think our biggest marketing, or our biggest, I would not say marketing, I would actually rephrase that. I would say our ambassadors are families that we've been with and we've shot for. They are the ones who actually refer our names to their friends, their families. They get to know there's a wedding taking place, and someone asks them for an advice for decor. They'll say, decor, this one, but why don't you also check Parikshit Suri for photography?
Right.
See if he's free. So I think that has been our biggest marketing, or we really don't do too much of the rest of. There are no billboards. There's no paper advertising, or we don't spend money on any of these other marketing solutions as a photographer. I think we spend time on building relationships with our clients.
Right.
And that's what's worked for us.
So you mean to say that once you understand client's requirement, आप जाओ, समझो और उनको वो चीज़ दो जो वो चाह रहे हैं, और एक तरह का रिलेशनशिप, एक तरह का बॉन्डिंग बन जाए.
हाँ जी.
Which will be like for a long term.
So I think उसमें मेहनत नहीं करनी पड़ती. You just have to enjoy the process. You just have to be a part of it. उसमें मेहनत क्या करनी है? Imagine you're going for your own, or you're having your own family wedding. How are you going to behave there? You're going to be super happy. You're going to be enjoying every moment. सबके साथ में मिलजुल के हंसते आप वो 3-4 दिन अच्छी तरह से कटाओगे.
Right.
वही करना है.
कोई एक्सपीरियंस अगर आप शेयर करना चाहो, जैसे भी आपने बोला कि आप प्लान करते हो टाइम से पहले पहुंचकर.
Right.
You have some time to plan your things. So कुछ अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करना चाहेंगे यहाँ पर?
Can you just get me onto the question again? I didn't exactly get the question.
What I have understood is that like whenever you go for wedding shoot,
हाँ जी.
you don't reach on the time. You reach there before time.
हाँ जी.
To get known to the bride and groom, family members, to understand what are the scenarios over there, and then you come out with some different photography styles, right? So you do things differently there and then.
So it basically, we reach a venue early, not to meet the couple, because they're generally getting ready at that point of time. They're we get to get a feel of the place,
right?
To understand the location, to be able to plan what's going to happen in the next 2 hours thereafter that, and how we're going to cover it, how we're going to shoot it.
Right.
Our strategy of trying to avoid getting our own team members away from the foreground. How we're not going to be in the frame, to avoid doing that as much as possible, because when you want to cut the film at the end, you do not want our own team members moving around with cameras.
Right.
You want it to be clean, lovely, clean pictures for them. Today you have AI that you can kind of crop out and move out someone if it's there in the background. But those days, naturally, we had nothing. Right. So we used to plan when she's entering as a bride, or they're entering together, where will the cameras be placed? Where will the Sangeet performance happen? How will how the things are going to happen? Are they going to enter from the backstage? Are they going to enter from the front? Or they're going to sit down and then get up and jump onto the stage? So that we used to understand from the client in our meetings, or discuss with them or with the event planners, to understand how the flow is going to be, how the movement is going to be, where we need space, where we don't, if we need a riser to put our cameras or we don't, if we need an extra aisle to be created, if there's a Sangeet performance or a wedding, if we need an extra aisle to be created, how it can be done so that it doesn't come in the way of the look, as well as it helps us to move and get the shot.
Okay.
So all these kind of things, after discussing, we get there, we understand the location, if everything is right or if something needs to be corrected. There are plentiful times when there's a Sangeet performance and There are monitors on stage,
Okay.
all right? Sound monitors which are facing the dance performers naturally.
Right.
And they require that because the sound has to be clear for them. But we request them to put it on the sides rather than at the center so it doesn't cut the feet while you're shooting it from the front
Okay.
angle. So small things like that, which are pre-discussed and pre-decided with the client already. If it's not been done, we try and enforce it and get it done.
Yeah. Why I was saying so,
Hanji.
because I have seen, I remember one of your photograph wherein like all friends of groom side were in bathrobes.
Yes.
You took that photograph in bathrobes,
Right.
What was the idea behind that? Coming out with some photographs wherein like everybody is wearing bathrobes.
Well, I think these kind of lovely, fun pictures and family, with the friends and their cousins and things like that, are a great memory and an experience
Right.
for both sides again. And I used to take a lot of inspiration from a lot of photographs that I used to see internationally, what people are doing, their kind of style, their kind of imagery that they had in their mind. And then I used to use that concept in a different way, somehow to bring about some more fun and to use it to get some great pictures and memories for them. So multiple different kind of concepts. And for that, you have to naturally be, again, way early before he starts getting ready or before she starts getting ready.
Right.
Way early. You have to plan these things with them so that their friends and family can be a part of those shots or whoever they want. Siblings या भाई बहन या उनके cousins या उनके friends जो उनको चाहिए वो photographs में उनको intimation उनको देना पड़ेगा कि you need to be here at before I start getting ready.
So this means that अगर आपने ऐसी photograph लेनी जिसमें everybody is wearing bathrobes, so you must have informed them a day before. Tomorrow morning 6 a.m.
Absolutely.
Be in bathrobes. You don't have to get dressed up.
Absolutely. You don't have to dress up. You just come. The bathrobes are organized in the room itself. We've already told the wedding planner or the hotel or wherever we are that please ensure that there are a set of 12 bathrobes, in the room. Ye chahiye. If we need glass, specs, all the props are already organized. They're all planned out and organized. And then we kind of use jitne jan aate hain, we plan the shot out there and then itself.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not a pre-planned shot. It's a pre-planned concept.
The
shot happens depending on the, what the couple can do or what the groom can do, या लड़का या लड़की जो भी है, जो उनके comfort level में क्या कर सकते हैं, we do it according to that.
Okay. Yeah. That's very nice. That's what exactly मैं चाहता था कि आप share करें हमारी audience के साथ exactly what is being planned and then being executed at that point in time.
So plans तो हम बहुत बनाते हैं, पर it all depends कि उनके पास कितना टाइम है एक तो, because during the wedding it's very stressful for them also कि काफी उनके पास टाइम बहुत कम रहता है. मेकअप, हेयर 3-4 घंटे तो वही लग जाते हैं दिन में.
राइट.
और उसके बाद इवेंट 6-7 घंटे 8 घंटे का कभी कभी इवेंट्स हो जाते हैं. सो उनके पास कितना टाइम है फॉर दीज काइंड ऑफ शॉट्स ना, दैट वी प्लान आउट विद देम टू शुरुआत में कि ये कितना टाइम आप डिवोट कर पाओगे.
ओके.
एक स्लॉट बना देते हैं हम पूरे इवेंट चार्ट में, जो उनके डेली इवेंट चार्ट्स होते हैं, तो उसमें एक स्लॉट बना देते कि ये 9:30 to 10 o'clock in the morning फोटोग्राफी विद द फ्रेंड्स एंड फैमिली.
ओके.
और वो स्लॉट के हिसाब से, अगर टाइमिंग के हिसाब से सब चलता है, तो वो आधा पौना घंटा जो हमें मिल जाता है वो बढ़िया होता है उनके लिए. That becomes really good for them. These memories are a lifetime memories. And of course, if they give time, most importantly, as a photographer or any photographer faces this problem, they say the clients don't have time. Till you do not pre-plan it with them, it's very difficult for them to make the time. There has to be a pre-plan. Sometimes it doesn't work. Very true. If the couple has had a late night party, after party, वो 4-5 बजे सोए हैं, कहाँ 9 बजे का schedule में वो तैयार होके, या they will have time to get up and give you photographs. Difficult. Sometimes we have to let it go.
Okay.
Because more important than anything else, of course, photographs are important to us and them. But sometimes that 1 hour extra sleep is very, very important for them to be awake for the rest of the day.
The biggest event.
Yeah, for the biggest event. So sometimes you have to just let it go and bite the bitter truth, swallow the red pill and say, छोड़ दो, let them be comfortable. And अगर time मिलेगा, कर लेंगे बाद में.
So referring to your point that be humble. That's the best way.
Absolutely.
Be humble.
You are there for their
It's their
biggest
day.
day.
It's their
It is
biggest day.
their day.
So be humble, be accommodative.
Absolutely. See, at the end of it, there's one question that I always leave in the mind of the client before I finish my discussion with them pre the event, is that these photographs are for you.
Right.
I may use them for my promotion. I may use them on my Insta page or my website, but they are your lifetime memories.
Right.
Your photographs on my page will be up for a few days and then it'll keep going down. But for you, they are going to remain on that wall forever.
Yeah.
So if you make the time, you will get pictures. I'm absolutely fine. I understand at times you may be tired, but if you make that extra effort for 15 minutes, you will have lifetime memories.
Lifetime memories.
And if you can't, no worries. I'll yet be there. We'll yet keep reminding you whenever you have time, spend 10 minutes in front of the camera. And if you still don't, well, then it's your bad luck.
Right. So last year you had some tough time. You fell off, you fractured your leg, and then you might be having some clients to honor. तो आपने उस टाइम को कैसे मैनेज किया? Because commitment is commitment in our field and dates are fixed.
Absolutely.
तो कुछ अगर आप वहाँ पे शेयर करें.
It was a very funny incident. I had gone for a friend's anniversary party and we all were having a great time.
Right.
1-2 beers, not too many. But in the evening, वो गुड़गांव दिल्ली में होता है ना, mist gathers on the grass and on the floor. तो dance floor था, DJ was playing, my friends, they were all on the floor. And I came running, stopped before the dance floor, got on the dance floor, and the moment I wanted to dance with my wife, I slipped.
Oh.
And you generally बहुत time life में गिरा हूँ, उठ के वापस चालू हो जाते हैं अपने काम में.
अच्छा, you started off again.
I got up to start dancing again, and I could feel the pain. It was excruciating pain. I said, नहीं, ये तो कुछ गड़बड़ लगती है. I went, sat down. After 10 minutes, I thought maybe I'll get up and try walking. I couldn't do it. It was painful. Got back home. Friend of mine drove the car to get us back home. Came back. I couldn't sleep that entire night. I was awake, literally as good as crying in pain. आंसू निकलने वाले थे, वो हालत में था. And in the morning, I decided, nahin, I will go to the hospital and check. और गया तो for 100% fracture था. The bone had kind of split. And there was no two ways. The doctor advised you have to go in for a surgery if you want to recover fast. I said, ठीक है, but give me 2-3 days because I have a shoot. I had this in December on the 8th and the 13th, 14th I had a shoot. 13th, 14th ka commitment was there. I had to do that. And I on a wheelchair, I did that shoot.
Oh.
In Gurgaon only. And I had my team, but saath mein I was directing. I was with the couple and they appreciated my effort to another level. That being said, after my shoot got over, the next following day, I had told the doctor, मैं सुबह aa raha hu and we'll do the surgery. Whatever preps had to be done, I did in the night. Subah I went, got the surgery done, 2 days in the hospital, and then I reached back home. And I had told the doctor that I have a shoot in Feb, very important. January I can yet manage to kind of rest it out, but Feb May I have to be in Dubai for the shoot. And he said, हाँ हो जाएगा. 1 महीने में you will be able to walk. 1 महीना हो गया. 18th of December I had my surgery. 18th of Jan I went to him and he said, 1 हफ्ते के अंदर you should start walking. I said, but you told me 1 month, can't I start now? He said, नहीं. I said, ठीक है, 1 हफ्ते के बाद आता हूँ आपके पास में फिर से. I went on the 28th and he said, you can start now. Slow steps, build it up slowly. I said, 10th I have to travel. He says, you don't take a chance. Don't travel. By the end of Feb, you'll be in a good, comfortable situation. And I said, I cannot not go for the shoot. I have committed to the client. I have to be a part of it. I think that was the toughest portion of those, that 1 week that I endured when he told me to start walking, to get up and put your first foot on the ground that you haven't lifted for a month and a half almost, was the toughest thing to do for me, I think, in my life. It was very uncomfortable.
Okay.
पर करना ही था. कर करके I started walking 15,000 steps a day almost, and slowly and steadily reached a situation where I could manage to travel. 28th January, I remember, I started walking down with a stick 10 to 15,000 steps every day. Morning, evening, morning, evening. I started building up. 1st of January, I flew into Bombay for a shoot for 4 hours, and I couldn't do it properly. I couldn't stand. I was losing my balance. I did my couple shots, the family shots I did. And thereafter that, I told the team, I'm not taking a chance. I'm going to be sitting down. You guys take over.
Right.
And fortunately, I have a fantastic team. I have lovely people.
No
and
doubt,
they took care of the entire project. And I was just sitting and monitoring ek jagah se. And the client, I know them since years. Very, very lovely clients. They were appreciative of the fact that even with this, you came and shot.
Right.
And we're absolutely fine. Don't worry. I'm sure your team has done a lovely job, and they were happy with the results at the end.
Great.
But I couldn't shoot. It was very difficult. Second, I flew back. Third morning, I flew back into Gurgaon. And 3rd to the 9th, I was going every morning to the physio. And I was walking every day, and I was working on my leg. And I flew into Dubai, and I was on the beach with my stick, with 2 cameras on my Spider, and I was moving along with the bride on the side, and I know I just didn't feel it, but I was starting to run almost. And my team was looking at me and saying, like, they had their heart in their mouth, and they're like, if he falls, it's all over for the next year. And fortunately, Rab Rakha, God was with me. I did that entire shoot so pleasantly.
So angels were there also.
Angels. I'm telling you, I've always had angels behind my back. Always.
True.
Yeah. So that was, I think, one of my most scariest experiences when I was doing a shoot. A challenge
with a broken leg.
Which I think with passion, any challenge you can overcome. And this was one of the challenges that I faced. There was another one, technical challenge, if you ask me. I had about 5 cameras blowing away.
My God.
When in a shoot in Lonavala, when the team was there, I was not there present in Lonavala. I was in another wedding in Pune. And they called me and said, sir, वो laser lights की वजह से cameras रुक गए. And we had about 7 cameras, and 4 or 5, I don't remember, out of them stopped working. रात को 11 बजे.
Oh my God.
और फिर भी उन्हें नेचुरली 1-2 जो बैकअप किट्स थे उनके पास में, उसमें से जो कैमरास थे लगा लिए थे. अभी क्या करें? At about 12:30 in the night, I called up my supplier in Bombay, and I said, यार ऐसा ऐसा हो गया है, मुझे कैसे भी करके लोनावला में कैमरास चाहिए.
Right.
And he has been a dear friend and a very, very effective person when it comes to your anytime in trouble. उसने रात को जाके दुकान खोल के
Oh my God.
4 कैमरेज निकाल के उधर से उसका बंदा भेजा to Lonavala station. My team, 1 person went to Lonavala station, picked it up, and we were ready for the next morning shoot.
Oh
again.
my God.
So that was one of the most technical challenges. I was in Pune, team was in Lonavala, he was in Bombay sending the cameras. But technically, these things can happen. And that was one technical, portion, jam. We overcame the effects of losing 4 cameras at one go and coming back for the next day. Another crazy time was when I was shooting personally in at the Fairmont in Jaipur.
Okay.
And it was a lovely wedding. Din ka time tha. And I was enjoying the moments. I had brand new camera, the S1 with, that time it was not Panasonic. But anyway, I was shooting with 2 cameras, 1 tele lens, brand new cameras in my hand with a brand new tele lens. and another camera on the other side. And I was with the tele lens and I'm moving, and I didn't realize and I fell into the water.
Oh,
I fell into the pool and both my cameras with me in the pool.
in the pool itself.
And the moment I went over, I said, shit. And I went inside. I lifted my cameras up, but it was too late by then, I'm sure. But I got up and I started laughing. And the entire crowd that was there, or the groom, bride, the friends, they all came and said, what happened? And I was laughing. I said, I just fell. That's it. And I came out with a smile. I came out with a laugh. I went upstairs, changed my clothes, took out the chip, let it to dry, and took another kit out. And I came back down and started shooting within 40 minutes.
That must have been a craziest experience. I'm telling
It's fun.
you, like, that's fun.
Hota hai. It happens. You never expect these things
You never
to
realize
happen.
that, you're getting close to the pool.
You got to. I think you just turn it into a fun, positive moment, and you carry on.
That happens. Part and parcel of life.
Yeah, it's a part and parcel of being a photographer in an event.
Yeah.
Situation gains ups.
The PK Suri brand, the PK Suri photography brand that you have created over a period of time. How was your experience? How you came out? How you created? You build up this such a good brand.
Well, I think, I had an angel behind my back, always. And I think it's just about being in the moment.